In November of 2022, one of the most prestigious fashion houses, Balenciaga, was thrown into the eye of global controversy. An ad campaign featuring children, luxury bags, and a seemingly subtle reference to exploitation of children pretty much ignited a public uproar. And it seems like today, everybody has forgot. Nobody talks about this disturbing and twisted Balenciaga ad campaign, and the fact that they were able to get away with this is absolutely mind-blowing. And it seems like in pop culture today, everybody has forgiven them and continued to wear and support Balenciaga. And if you're like me, you might not know the actual severity of this scandal. And was this just an accidental case of careless marketing, or is this something that was much, much darker? In today's video, we're deep diving into the Balenciaga scandal and what happened, who was involved, how the internet reacted, and what it says about blurred lines between fashion, shock value, and responsibility. This is the shocking reality about your favorite designer brand, Balenciaga. We're back, baby. Another video, like I said, every Wednesday, every Sunday. And this one might, I don't know. This one might get my channel under some sort of like, I don't know. Like, I feel like this one is not gonna be very good for my channel and my monetization status. I don't know. I don't want my channel to be flagged or this video or whatever. Like, I don't know the consequences that come with this, but I feel like this is something that I need to document because in the world of fashion and pop culture, a lot of people don't understand like this stuff that went on. I mean, even searching into this and Googling it and stuff, it seems like the internet has completely disregarded that this even happened. So I feel like I need to dig into this and make a little documentary out of it. And hopefully my video doesn't get taken down or my channel doesn't get harmed. So if you guys could please hit the little subscribe button. We just hit 500,000 subscribers. I love you guys for that, by the way. We're coming for that million plaque. Hopefully if my channel doesn't get terminated after this. So yeah, I do this for you guys. I love you guys. Even if my videos don't perform that well, it doesn't matter. I love making these. I love you guys. I love entertaining you guys. That being said, buckle up. This is about to get wild. So, something that not a lot of people know is that Balenciaga has been around for a very long time. Balenciaga was founded in 1919 in Spain. But regarding its deep roots in fashion history, I feel like Balenciaga didn't really pop off until recently, these last couple years. It just seemed like nobody had any idea what Balenciaga was, and then randomly every celebrity you knew started wearing Balenciaga. And in 2014, 2015, it became like this thing. Like, what is Balenciaga? Like, how do you even say it? How do you pronounce it? And I know people that are really into the fashion community and like high fashion, they're probably cringing at this right now, but I'm talking about the general public. Like, people know brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, and people have known about them forever. But I feel like Balenciaga wasn't like a popular name that everybody knew until this like recent, probably 2014, 2015. And I feel like the rise of this came from celebrities. Celebrities like Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, Justin Bieber, Jeffree Star, Bella Hadid. All these people were closely linked to the brand. And under the creative direction of Demna Gvasalia, this designer brand went from a luxury staple to now a pop culture force. And Demna's vision was edgy, dystopian, and the brand was like intentionally provocative. And what I mean by this, when you think of like Paris Fashion Week or like a high fashion runway show, you think of something that's very prestigious. You know, like you sip your wine and you like have like a nice outfit. It's very clean cut. And then you have Balenciaga shows that are literally held in like mud runways, people using caution tape as their clothing. And Balenciaga had this like poverty aesthetic with like holes in their clothes. They have like cool, innovative stuff that really pushes the limits. But nobody expected what happened in 2022. And this time they pushed the limit just a little too far. So in November of 2022, Balenciaga launched its gift shop campaign. And it featured a young child holding a teddy bear as a handbag, except these weren't regular teddy bears that a normal kid would have. These bears were dressed in bondage style like clothing, like leather harnesses, fishnet tops, chokers with locks around the teddy bear's neck. Like, this was definitely supposed to be like a shock value thing. But many people online felt like children in this don't belong in the same setting. And the imagery quickly spread to social media and this became viral. People accused Balenciaga of exploiting children. And after the virality virality of this, people started to notice more things in these pictures. Like there's a picture of a kid falling asleep when on the table there's like wine glasses. Why do we need to mix these two? I don't know. And then in the background of this kid's photo, there is a drawing of what appears to be something a little bit demonic. And the same image with this little boy, there was caution tape as well. And Balenciaga is known for having like caution tape outfits. Like Kim Kardashian has been seen like wearing this whole caution tape like outfit to fashion shows. But this Balenciaga caution tape was different. It didn't say Balenciaga, it said Balenciaga, like with 2 A's. And this wasn't just a play on the name of the brand, this was something a little bit deeper. This is the name of a demonic god, this whole Baal, B-A-A-L. I'll let you guys look into this on your own, but it's very, very weird and not something that you would put in a children. Like, it's just weird. And they definitely put this in there intentionally. If not, it would have just said Balenciaga, like all the other caution tape stuff. And then at the Balenciaga runway, I think this was before, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but during the runway, they had these teddy bears that were wearing these crazy outfits and all that kind of stuff. But during this time, it wasn't that weird because there wasn't kids involved. These were grown adults walking down the runway with these weird bags. But there's been some viral clips of them actually like interviewing these models that walked on the runway, and they had like fake babies that they were holding, and these fake babies had like bruises on their eyes, like super weird, like I don't know. And you can see in this clip that they're like digging into the bag kind of really without the model's permission, but people didn't start noticing all these little things that I'm talking about until after the kids photos come out. Like the kids photos are what started it all, and then when TikTok and the media and everything blew up, people started really deep diving into this and started finding more and more things. But during this time, it wasn't that weird because there wasn't kids involved. These were grown adults walking down the runway with these weird bags. Like the kids photos are what started it all, and then when TikTok and the media and everything blew up, people started really deep diving into this and started finding more and more things. So after the whole children's stuff came out, there was a bunch of conspiracies that happened on like TikTok and social media. I'm not gonna get into all those because none of those are like proven. There's that a lot of that stuff was just kind of like, I don't know, very loosely pieced together, and none of it has really came out as like truth. The stuff that I'm trying to cover today is stuff that's like really factual, like truth stuff. But the spotlight was definitely on Balenciaga, and people were nitpicking every single thing they did. And the crazy part, after this whole kid thing, like people were quiet. Like celebrities didn't really say much about it, and people still wore Balenciaga. And like there was like a trend online of people throwing away their Balenciaga shoes and burning their Balenciaga shoes. But when it came to like celebrities and like high status people that really popularized the brand, nobody said anything about it. I mean, Balenciaga themselves didn't really say much about it either. But it seemed like right when they were under fire and under the spotlight, Balenciaga did the unthinkable. They doubled down on this weird child stuff that they did a few months prior. So in Balenciaga's spring 2023 collection, they had a collaboration with Adidas. And it's absolutely insane that Balenciaga and Adidas were still doing this collab after the whole 2022 incident with the kids. Like, this is what I mean. Nobody really cared. Like, it was like they still got the Adidas collab, and they were still doing this whole, like, they were still a thing, and people still wore them, and nobody really talked about it. So anyway, the spring 2023 Balenciaga Adidas collection was something that was like seemingly innocent. It was like an office setting, like they had like a photo shoot like in a messy office and like a New York high rise. But since Balenciaga was already in the spotlight, people began nitpicking this and really analyzing these photos, and people started to spot really disturbing details in this, like a court document that was casually placed on the desk, and under closer inspection, people started to notice that this document was from a real Supreme Court ruling. It was the United States versus Williams, a 2008 case about child CP laws. At this point, it was no longer a coincidence. Balenciaga was just literally throwing this in everybody's face. And people began nitpicking even more things about these photos, and even more disturbing things kept coming out. And in the background of another one of these office photos, there was these books that you could see. And on the books, there was names of people on there. And if you zoom in, you can read the title Michael Bormans. And Michael Bormans is a Belgian painter that paints very disturbing images that I can't even really show on here that also involve children. And the other book wasn't any better. It was also a bunch of weird sexual stuff that I can't even mention on here. And there's one more thing about this photo shoot that people also noticed, which was insane. Like, when all the eyes are on them, they double down on some of the craziest stuff I've ever seen. 2017. In the same photo shoot, fans noticed a diploma that was framed in the back. And the name on that is John Philip Fisher. And this also links to a court case with CP, like child stuff again. And it's like, why? Like, what is the reason? Where is this coming from? What's the reason? Why is everything Balenciaga now linked to weird child stuff? A lot of people rooted it back to Demna, the creative director. And you guys can deep dive into this whole creative director on your own, but I'm not gonna get into it into this video. But Demna is the guy who started Vetements, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know. People like Kanye West, Rihanna, like a bunch of people have been seen wearing Vetements. And right now with the whole Cardi vamp stuff, like Playboy Cardi. And the craziest part is this Demna creative director was also friends with a lot of celebrities. And if you don't know, at the Met Gala when Kim Kardashian wore the all-black fit, the guy in the all-black fit next to her was actually him, the creative director of Balenciaga. And after all this came out, enough was finally enough. Under the pressure, Balenciaga pulled both campaigns from the internet and they issued a public apology. But the craziest part was that they blamed their production company and they actually sued their production company, and they claimed that these documents were included without knowledge of the higher ups at Balenciaga. But the critics were not satisfied. If Balenciaga's creative team didn't approve the photos, then who did? And why was there so many disturbing legal cases that it wasn't just one, there was multiple different ones, and they all revolved around the same thing, the weird child stuff that a few months prior, you guys were already getting fired up for. Like, everybody was already on them about this. And during this time, Kim Kardashian, which was one of the brand's biggest faces, was silent, didn't even say anything. And Kim was actually seen parading around New York City with her and her child that was, I think, 9 years old at the time. And the kid was walking around with a Balenciaga face mask too, like just like her. But after multiple days in silence, Kim Kardashian finally responded and condemned the campaign and said that she was reevaluating her relationship with the brand. But she ultimately continued working with them and said that they were on the right track now. She said, basing it off their willingness to accept accountability for something that should have never happened. She said, I am expecting to see them protect children. And she pretty much said that she forgives them and she's going to continue working with them. And oh yeah, remember that Balenciaga lawsuit? It was a $25 million lawsuit with their production company. They sued the people that set up the photos and took them, but yet Balenciaga's high ups still had to approve them. And also, 1 week after they announced this lawsuit, they dropped it. So it makes you think that they just announced the lawsuit to cover themselves up, and then it vanished. During this time, social media was lit up with calls to boycott the brand entirely. Protests began starting outside of Balenciaga stores. People kept creating these conspiracy theories. And like I said, there was a huge campaign of people burning and throwing away their Balenciagas. But one thing that I wanted to talk about was during all the controversy, Balenciaga, as well as the fashion world, just was quiet about this and they moved on. Balenciaga continued dropping products, they continued hosting shows, and people continued attending these shows. Celebrities kept wearing Balenciaga clothes. Rappers kept rapping about Balenciaga, like Lil Uzi. Luxury magazines kept showing Balenciaga in their magazines and their news articles. It was just like everybody just overlooked it and didn't care. And a lot of critics pointed out a double standard. If this would have happened in any other industry, would the brand still be a thing? Other people said this exposed the fashion world and their willingness to overlook things like this just because of clout or exclusivity or money or the image that comes with wearing this brand. But today, the Balenciaga scandal is something that nobody talks about, nobody cares about. And this scandal is a true cautionary tale of how far fashion will go for the whole shock value. But it just seems like the internet and everybody else has completely forgot about the importance of this. Whether the scandal was a result of negligence or something that was more intentional, one thing is clear, and that's the fashion world has a line that they need to draw. And when that line is crossed, what's gonna happen? Because it seems like this was wiped off the face of the earth. And that pretty much wraps up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know this one was a little bit all over the place and a little bit different from my other videos, but I want to say thank you guys for watching, and thank you for the people that stick around for every single video to the very end. I love you guys so much. And that being said, if you guys haven't already dropped a subscribe, hopefully this video doesn't get taken down. I know a lot of these other videos talking about the scandal have gotten taken down, so hopefully mine stays up, but your boy's probably not going to make much money from this one, just saying. But anyways, you guys let me know down in the comments, do you guys still rock with Balenciaga? Do you like the brand? Do you wear the products? Like, let me know. Like, do you guys still rock with Balenciaga, or after this, does your mind change, or do you still wear Balenciaga stuff? Let me know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I love you guys so much. Again, thank you guys for 500,000 subscribers. I'm coming for that 1 million plaque, and we will see you guys in the next video, either Wednesday or Sunday. I don't know, but I love you. I'll see you guys soon. It'll only be a few days, so you don't have to go without me. That being said, I love you so much. We'll see you guys later. Peace.